This is the best radio station.
Simply the best.
In the world. Simply the best.
What's going on, everybody? You are live with Briel O'Cyrus, and welcome to the show. I just want to take a brief moment to say thank you so much for taking even just a moment out of your day to tune in to what I have to say, to tune in to today's episode, and I hope you're going to stick around because I got a few things I want to talk about today. Now, the biggest headline I want to cover, in which I would like you all to stick around for, is my interview with the legendary Steve Burns. I had an opportunity to speak with him recently, and it was a wonderful conversation that I had prior to us going on camera and me conducting a brief interview with him. So I would be so appreciative if you sat through this and you got a chance to hear what he had to say. He has wisdom and great insight on the entertainment industry, but for creatives as a whole. So you're going to want to stick around for that. But before I get into that, I want to speak about a few headlines that stuck out to me this past weekend. And that, of course, is Spider-Man, Brand New Day. Now, that along with The Odyssey, One Night Only, and Super Troopers. Let me speak briefly about Spider-Man, because I did actually go and see that movie. I gotta say, Tom Holland is doing his thing once again. Him and Zendaya, and along with the other remarkable members of the cast and the crew and the vision of the director and the comics coming to life and what they were able to obtain with this film. I don't think it was better than the last one, but that's neither here nor there. I am a fan of Spider-Man films altogether. Now, in regards to Brand New Day, it looks like it retained the top position in the box office, and it had grossed an estimated $145 million in the box office. For the second week in a row, it managed to gross a substantial amount of money. So that's great. Second, The Odyssey. The Odyssey, in my opinion, and Christopher Nolan, if anyone knows me, knows that I am a huge, huge fan of Christopher Nolan. He's one of my all-time favorite filmmakers, one of my all-time favorite directors, and just one of my all-time favorite creatives in history. This man is just a pure genius. He's like him and James Cameron. You could flip a coin on who you would give the rock to and decide your fate of the future when it comes to feature films. But anyway, The Odyssey was another film that did its thing this weekend, and it pulled in at $31.5 million over the weekend, and it has officially crossed the $1.1 billion mark for his films, making it the highest grossing film in his career. Not the highest grossing film of all time, of course, but for Christopher Nolan and his library of films that he has made, produced, directed. This is his highest grossing. So that is a huge achievement. And I need to do another episode, in fact, talking about Christopher Nolan. I saw The Odyssey some weeks ago. I think that movie is going to take home the Best Picture at the Oscars next year. I also think that Anne Hathaway is probably going to take home the Academy Award. She was absolutely incredible in that film. As well as Matt Damon and Charlize Theron and Zendaya and Tom Holland. And that cast was flooded with an all-star A-listers to it. Robert Pattinson. That man has come a long way. But anyway, I can talk about films all day long. I did mention One Night Only as well as Super Troopers. One Night Only debuted with 5.7 million in ticket sales, and Super Troopers opened with 4 million over the first 3 days. So that's something to be said. Cinema is glorious. People are leaving their homes and they're going to the theaters. And regardless of what you say, my thought when it comes to this business, when it comes to movies, is that this is probably one of the greatest ways to seek entertainment, one of the greatest ways to bond with your family or with your friends, or even yourself. You're going out and dating yourself. It's a beautiful moment to just be immersed in the world created for your entertainment. Whether you're seeking to be educated in the films you're watching or you're seeking pure entertainment, escapism is such a true feeling you experience with these movies. And that's why I encourage you all to go and watch more of it and support the independent filmmakers also. I myself, a little shameless plug, I have a couple of movies out right now on YouTube. Don't Go Inside, as well as Giggles. Anyway, shameless plug, but I'm going to pivot because I want to talk about this interview that I did with Mr. Steve Burns. Steve Burns, if you all aren't aware of it, was the original star of Blue's Clues in the 90s. Now, I may be dating myself a bit, but I grew up watching Steve Burns on that show, and I loved it to death. I never thought I would have had the opportunity to interview him in the manner in which I did it. But it was fantastic, and I hope you enjoy the interview with him. Before I show you this interview, I just want you all to know that the purpose of this interview was to educate and really inspire those who are creatives. Not just actors, not just musicians, not just writers, but creatives. Please listen to what Steve has to say and take home something with that. At the end of it all, I know this is an entertainment show, but at the end of it all, I want you, the listener, the viewers, to take home an abundance of information. Everything that I'm providing or people who I'm speaking with that's going to provide something to you is of great use. So please take what you hear from these interviews to heart and apply it and continue on that journey that you are on and seeking to be a better version of yourself. Now, without further ado, I present to you Mr. Steve Burns. Let's go.
Briel, what's up, man?
Yes, sir. Thank you. So my question for you, man, is what message do you have for the younger generation of creatives or anyone who has an ambition and wanting to be, whether they want to be in the entertainment industry and create their own path or just chasing the dream? Because many people are really afraid of doing any of this stuff at any point in their life, let alone when they're an adult. So what is your message to them?
Well, I would say I'm not good at advice. I don't like to give advice. I don't feel qualified to give advice. But I would say, at least in my life, I always looked at being a creative as something that I had to support, not something that would support me. And that made a difference somehow. And on Blue's Clues, I always said, if you use your mind and take a step at a time, you can do anything.
You can do. Yeah.
It's not true.
Yeah.
Actually. But it's not necessarily true. It's not like a contract, right? But if you use your mind and you work really hard and do all that, you might sort of tap into and exceed what your own potential is. And that's worth doing. So that's what I would say. And take big swings. And don't be afraid to fail. Accept failure as part of the process, because it is, especially as a creator.
Hey, and there you have it. That was the interview. I know it was brief, but as I mentioned, it was brief. He had a lot of people in that venue that wanted to see him, and he was kind enough to give me about 2 minutes of his time, and that wasn't even including about the 1 to 2 minutes that we spent speaking prior to that. So he gave me a lot of time, and time is very valuable, and I encourage everyone to go back, listen to what he had to say again, and apply what he said. And you will be well on your way to going and elevating and going to that next level in which you are seeking. Hey, but that's all I have my apologies. That is all I have for today's episode. As you can see, I don't seek to edit much of what I'm saying, and right now, this episode is really just featuring myself and Steve. So, hey, that's all I have for you all today. Tune in next week as I don't even know what I'm going to talk about on the next episode, but we shall see. But stay tuned. Follow me on my social media, and you will see who I have. Kind of have a few ideas of what I want to do. I might talk about the Christopher Nolan piece, or if something spontaneous happens during the week that I feel like I should speak about immediately, I will do that. But hey, you have me here on YouTube. You have me here on your audio streaming platforms. You have me on my website, and you have me on your social media. So whether you're watching me, I appreciate it, or you are listening to me and just hearing my voice, you all stay safe. You all continue to flourish. You all continue to work hard. Never give up on what you're seeking. I've been at this business since 2007, and I am just now getting somewhere. So with that said, stay persistent, stay in a fight, never quit, never give up. You all have a great remainder of your day, and we catch you next time. Take care.
This is the best radio station.
Simply the best.
In the world. Simply the best.